Dear students, in the previous video we derived relation between coefficient of linear expansion and coefficient of volume expansion. We have shown that alpha v is equal to 3 times alpha L. Now the next topic. What happens by preventing the thermal expansion of a rod by fixing its ends rigidly? See, like this. Suppose a rod is held fixed between two rigid supports, and suppose you have heated that. So when you heat it, its temperature increases, therefore its length increases, but it is not free to expand. It is against the fixed supports. So by expanding, this rod presses this support and this support, but these supports do not move. These supports do not move, so it only suffers stress because of expansion, because of thermal expansion, and the stress it experiences is called thermal stress. That is called thermal stress. Clearly, the rod acquires a compressive strain due to the external forces provided by the rigid support at the ends. The corresponding stress set up in the rod is called thermal stress. For example, consider a steel rail of length 5 meter and area of cross section 40 centimeter square that is prevented from expanding while the temperature rises by 10 degrees centigrade. The coefficient of linear expansion of steel is this much. Thus, the compressive strain. See, first let us note the data here. Length is 5 meters. Cross sectional area 40 centimeters square. Temperature rises, temperature increase 10 degrees centigrade. The coefficient of linear expansion so this is given. First let us find this is compressive strain. Decrease in length by original length. So we are given alpha L value, and alpha L is defined as change in length by original length into change in temperature. So from this, delta L by L is equal to, take this delta T that side, alpha L into delta T. So this becomes alpha L into delta T. Alpha L value 1.2 into alpha L is defined as change in increase in length by original length into temperature difference. Delta L by L is equal to, taking this delta T that side, alpha L into delta T. So here compressive strain means decrease in length by original length, and that is equal to this much here you got. So let us write here alpha L into delta T. Alpha L value is given, change in temperature is 10 degrees centigrade. So we get the answer 1.2 into 10 power minus 4. This is compressive strain. Now this is a solid, and we are considering its length. So as far as length is concerned, the modulus of elasticity is Young's modulus. Young's modulus is defined as longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain, that is Y is equal to, longitudinal stress means F by A, longitudinal strain means delta L by L. Now from this we can write F by A is equal to Y into delta L by L. So Y value for steel, so actually it will be given in the problem, 40 in 2.4 into 10 to the power of 7. So I have written Y value here, it will be given in the problem. Young's modulus of steel is 2 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. Delta L by L we got here 1.2 to the power of minus 4. Now F is equal to, take this A that side. See, A value is given 40 into centi means 10 power minus 2 meter whole square. So 40 into 10 power minus 4 meter square. So here how much we get? F by A is equal to (11 minus 4). Force into 2.4 into 10 to the power of 7 into A value. A value is given 40, 10 power minus 4. So we get the F value as now. Let us see the effect. See, two rails are, if two rails, say actually between one rail and another rail, a gap is left so that they can, if in the summer temperature increases, they are allowed to expand freely. But here in this problem, the gap is not left. They are in touch with each other. Then what is happening? So this is exerting a force of 96 into 10 to the power of 3 newtons. 96 means nearly 100. See, nearly 100, suppose 100 into 10 power 3, that is 10 power 5 newtons, very large force. So if this much force is exerted against this, then what happens? This is held fixed, this is held fixed, and they exert this much force against each other. Then what happens? If two such steel rails, fixed at their outer ends are in contact at their inner ends, a force of this magnitude can easily bend the rails. That's why you must have seen a gap is left between every two rails. Example 12.1. Show that the coefficient of areal expansions delta A by delta T of a rectangular sheet of a solid is twice its linear expansivity. So we have to show that coefficient of areal expansion is 2 times coefficient of linear expansion. So in the problem, what he says, show that coefficient of areal expansion is 2 times the coefficient of linear expansion. That is alpha A is equal to 2 into alpha L. Now let us choose a plate. Its length is L, its breadth is B, and it is at a temperature T. Now its temperature is increased to T plus delta T. Then what happens? The area of the plate expands. Length becomes L plus delta L. Breadth becomes B plus delta B. Now, initial area AI is equal to length into breadth. Final area L plus delta L into B plus delta B. LB L into delta B plus B into delta L plus delta L into delta B. But you know, the increase in length or the increase in breadth is very small, but delta L and delta B are very small. Then product of delta L and delta B becomes negligible. How? Suppose delta L is 0.1, delta B is 0.1. 0.1 into 0.1 is equal to 0.01. Negligible this is. That's why this is negligible. So we write final area as LB, L delta B, B delta L. So this is second equation. Increase in area. Final area minus initial area. Yeah, initial area will be. So fractional increase in area. Delta A by original A, initial A. L delta B plus B delta L divided by A. A means initial, means LV. So we get L gets cancelled, B gets cancelled. So we get delta L by L plus delta B by B. Delta A by A. Now, alpha A, coefficient of linear expansion, how it is defined? But alpha A is equal to increase in area by initial area into change in temperature. By definition, in this way alpha A is defined. So now suppose this is third equation. Now to get alpha A, delta A by A, here it is okay, but delta T also required. So let us divide the equation by delta T. Divide equation 3 by delta T. Then we get according to definition, delta A by A into delta T represents areal expansion. Now delta L by L into delta T, this by definition, this represents alpha L. And this represents coefficient of linear expansion of breadth. But for this also, so this is nothing but length only. This is, see, when you take a rectangle, when you take a see which has more value, that is called length, which has less value, that is called breadth. That's all. But both are both stand for linear expansion only. Therefore, here also we write alpha L. So that we get alpha L plus alpha L, 2 alpha L. The first problem we did here, what was there? A rod was fixed between two supports and you increase its temperature. Then what happens when you increase temperature? Its length increases, but it is not allowed to expand. Then what this rod does? This exerts force on this support and on this support. It exerts force. It exerts force on this support and this support. Force divided by cross-sectional area is called stress. So it exerts stress on the supports, and that stress is developed because of increase in temperature. Therefore, this stress is called as thermal stress, and the corresponding strain is called thermal strain. So similar another problem let us consider now. A brass wire 1.8 meter long at 27 degrees centigrade is held taut with a little tension. Little tension means no tension between two rigid supports. It means what? Say this is one support, this is another support. Between the two supports a brass wire is held like this. Its length is given 1.8 meter. 1.8 meter. If the wire is cooled, see now this is at temperature 27 degrees centigrade. This length is at 27 degrees centigrade. If the wire is cooled to a temperature of minus 39, see, if you increase the temperature, length increases. If you decrease the temperature, length decreases. So its length should become, suppose it may become some 1.4 meter, suppose. Its length must decrease, but it is held fixed by the supports. How to contract? It is prevented from contracting. There in the previous problem, it was prevented from expanding. And here the wire is prevented from contracting. So this also comes under thermal stress. Thermal stress. So here stress means force by area. So when temperature decreased, it tries to decrease its length. So in this time force works in this direction, like this. It wants to shrink. So in this direction the force of contraction is applied. Okay. What is the tension developed in the wire if its diameter is 2.0 mm? Now first let us find thermal strain. In our problem, see, the thermal strain is defined as delta L by L, but here delta L stands for decrease in L, original L. Now that is thermal strain. Now alpha L, decrease in L by original L into change in temperature. From this, delta L by L is equal to alpha L into delta T. Alpha L value 2.0, 10 power minus 5. Change in temperature. Here, change in temperature is minus 39 minus 27. So this is the change in temperature. Now we got thermal strain. Next let us write Y is equal to stress by strain. This gives stress is equal to Y into strain. Stress means F by A is equal to Y into strain means delta L by L, or F is equal to Y into A into delta L by L. So here delta L by L is available. Next we want A value. A is pi d square by 4, cross sectional area. 3.14 into D value 2 mm, 2 into 10 power minus 3 square by 4. Now y value is given here. Two into 10 power minus 5. Capital here we get, substituting this value here, delta L by L, we get this much answer.